My name is Eva Niewiadomski, and I own Catalyst Ranch. It's a creative meeting and event space here in the West Loop.
Tell me what inspired you to start Catalyst Ranch.
I had worked at Quaker Oats for 14 years, and we got bought by Pepsi. So in that last year while I was there, a lot of us kept getting reorged out, especially if you worked in innovation, and I was like on the new product innovation side. So we were like the first people that didn't really fit the culture, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So some of my friends had lost their jobs, so I was already thinking, okay, I gotta find a plan next plan A, right?
Yeah.
So it never had really occurred to me to start my own business, honestly. But as I started thinking, I could go work for Wrigley, or I can go work for Unilever, or some of these companies that were similar to the old Quaker culture, which is most of my colleagues were doing.
Okay.
But I kept thinking, well, how long before I'm not going to fit in there either? Because I am a doer. So I like to be in the thick of creating and innovating and coming up with ideas and making things happen. I had done some creative space actually at Quaker Oats, so they didn't realize it, but they ended up doing the pilot for my business. Because I created a couple innovation hallways in my spare time. I pitched them because I thought the physical environment was so important, and we had all these hallways that were the backs of all the offices, so there was nothing up on them. And so low tech, this is before like computers were widely used, so it was very low tech, high touch. So they had a
stuff
space.
Like what's over here?
Yeah, exactly.
Here, let's grab this for a second.
Yeah, pipe cleaners and fun stuff. And
this is exactly what I think of
things.
When you said the hallways were a little bit more touchy, feely, fuzzy. I thought pipe cleaners sticking out of the wall. Is that?
I had wacky things. I had like buckets full of markers and Post-its, and then like fun little toys and things hanging from the ceiling. And
okay, so tell me, how did that change the environment? How did people respond to that?
That's what drove me to realize, like, hey, maybe I actually do know something. And that's a little different. It's like you think, oh, do I really know anything that someone else doesn't know how to do?
Right.
And that was kind of where the aha moment came, because I got so many compliments about the hallway. And then once I actually did the creativity room as well, then I started getting all these people going, thank you so much for creating this space. It makes me feel so awesome to have it. And some days when I'm just feeling down, I want to go sit in there. I can think through things. It brings me joy. And so I thought, well, wow, I didn't really expect that sort of reaction. I was just doing what I like to do. And so all of a sudden I'm like, wow, maybe there is something about this that I know how to do that's intuitive, that I take for granted, and that I can create these spaces.
What is it that you love the most about being the Czarina of Catalyst Ranch?
You know what? Nothing makes me feel better than hearing clients come in and say, oh my God, this place is amazing. It makes me feel just supercharged. Like, oh yeah, it still has that magic, the power of actually being enveloped by a space and feeling the energy around you, that's still there.
Will you tell me a little bit more about the work that you do to support women and girls and businesses here in Chicago?
Sure. Well, it's always kind of been my mission to give the woman a business, the woman-owned business, my business, if possible. It's like one of those things you don't really think about, you just do. And so, as much as possible, we try to support causes that are important to us. And being a woman, and I know how hard it is to become an entrepreneur. You don't think of it for yourselves necessarily as something you can do. So I want to support women who have the guts to start their own business, because I think it's a great thing to do.
I'm so grateful to you and to Catalyst Ranch for supporting liftUPlift and hosting our Ally Awards.
Course.
You've got this beautiful business that you've built, and you share it with the world in such a beautiful way. So thank you.
Thank you.
Of course.